Good evening, everybody. Listen, we're going to give y'all some more time to come in. We are here. We are here.
We here.
Joe?
What up?
You ready, Doc?
I'm ready, dog.
Sam?
Yes, sir.
Tim? He said.
1, 2, test.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on.
Tim, you ready, Doc?
Already back.
What you looking forward to tonight?
Just looking forward to reminiscing, looking back on old times, seeing the genesis of the Black History Sounds of Unity concert, and looking at some of y'all when y'all were young.
Hey, but you know what? And you know, y'all been talking about it, but I'm going to just set it out because, you know, when we was younger, you talk about yourself before they can get to you. But I did. I had to go to. I had to go to in 07, and the Lord was good to me. And so.
You know what, man? You was anointed with it, too.
I was anointed?
Yeah.
He had the Ark of the Covenant in his mouth.
That's right. Right.
See, I was ready for this. That's why I want to go on to get that out the way.
Your anointing start going down.
After I took it out in what, 09?
Yeah.
But you know what? For those of y'all that's watching, listen, go ahead and share this. If you wherever you're watching from, all my Indiana family, thank y'all for tuning in. I've been getting messages from y'all. 6 o'clock y'all time. We're ready. We're about to go into it in just a few minutes. But y'all go ahead and like and share this so we can get the numbers up so we can get folks on here to watch this experience tonight. We just thought we would come together, man. I mean, you know, COVID shut it down. Normally around this time, we're ready to get ready for the concert in person. And so shout out to all the SOU members, all the band members, everybody that's contributed over the years. 14 years. 14 years. It's hard to capture that in one night. So if you don't hear your favorite song, we're going to do a part 2 to this as we get closer to releasing the album that SOU has recorded. And me and Tim, we just talking about, we barely made that record in February 2020.
Right.
Like right after that.
Wow. So it wasn't 2019, it was 2020.
2020.
It was 2020.
Wow. You mind if I ask you a question
Sure,
before we even start? What is the genesis of this? What made you want to do a Black History concert? How did that come to be? When did it start?
I grew up under Dr. Charles Fold out of Cincinnati, Ohio. He would come to Indiana every year and do a Black History concert. I was not a musician that could play for it. You know, Sam wouldn't have picked me to play. So I sung in the choir.
Whatever.
I sung in the choir. And I was a teenager. I was probably, 14 years old. And Dr. Charles Fold, the late Dr. Charles Fold, came and he did Jesus Is the Best Thing with James Cleveland. He came and the place would be packed out. And I just was enamored by, you know, how I felt and how the city was just buzzing. Like, people knew after church they would go out to eat and couldn't wait to get back to New Hope Baptist Church. Dr. W.R. Brown was the pastor of New Hope. And they would pack that church out, man, and we would sing songs just from our cultural experiences. And, man, it blessed me so much to where when I became a minister of music in Fort Wayne under Pastor Jordan at Greater Progressive, I wanted to do what Dr. Charles Fold did. So I did it there, and it was a success. The Lord blessed it. We had hundreds of people come out, and the choir was humongous. And we just continued to do that. Maybe, I think 2 years we did it there. When I moved to Chattanooga, it was, oh man, it's like, we got to keep this going. But where do you start? You know, and so God just said, let's do it. So I started going to choir rehearsals. I came to Westside. I came to Olivet. You know, I would go to New United. I came to different churches, New Hope, and just asked people would they sing in the choir. You know, I had a little flyer. And I was like, will y'all come to a rehearsal? We're going to start January. And every Monday consecutively, we would rehearse up until the end of February. And that thing just kept evolving into something that we would just celebrate our culture, celebrate dignitaries and people that were activists in the community. And we would also give scholarships out to, you know, because I believe there's a practical part as well as the spiritual. So we try to make it a blend of the two. So it's evolved since I started, you know, in the choir under Dr. Charles Fold back in Indiana, man.
Wow. Now, how long do we have this room? Because that was a long story.
It was. We ain't got it that long. We don't
2
have
minutes, Doc. 2 minutes.
We're not going. We couldn't get it all. We couldn't get it all. And so we up to 51, man. They're coming in. And so this is gonna be awesome. Who we got on here? Give some shout outs. Who y'all see on here, man? Brenda Appling, Jackie, my sister Tori.
Ronisha Walker.
Tori, you better be at the next rehearsal. Look.
Pat Gray.
Pat Gray, Mama Pat. Oh, she's a pioneer, man.
Oh, yeah.
Sharon Parks is on here. She's an SOU member. Jennifer's watching. Priscilla, Dominique, we miss y'all too. Jill, Leslie's on here. Stacy, who you see, Joe?
Gail Elder.
Oh, that's unimitable. James Elder, sister.
Right.
That's right. That's the man right there. Brooke, I see you. Tammy, Eric Jones is on here.
Jarvis.
Pastor Jones.
I see Jarvis on
You see Jarvis? I see D.
Leslie Mines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they coming in. Y'all share. Y'all keep sharing, getting this up.
Justin Irvin.
You see Jay?
Yeah, Justin.
Chris Brown?
Yeah, Chris Brown.
Okay, yeah. Out of New Orleans. All right, they
heard me,
coming
Water?
in. Listen, I'm so glad y'all on here. We're gonna go on and get started. We're going to 2007. 2007. And for those of you who know the disclaimer, we did start in 2006, but we were not officially SOU.
Right.
We were just,
right.
Somebody told me I need to find Sam Patton, man, and I found Sam and Joe,
Yeah.
and we got together in 2006. Joe, he was just kind of in the audience in the back that year, wasn't you, Joe?
Yeah.
He's trying to make sure we was anointed because he's apostolic and make sure we had the Holy Ghost. And so we did
What's
it.
that, New Hope, right?
New Hope Baptist,
New Hope,
Pastor
right.
Wayne Johnson. So we did not record that year. We thought it would just be a one-time thing. 07, it was officially SOU. So you're about to see 2007 Sounds of Unity. We shall overcome. Here we go.
Someday
Wow.
I know.
What you think, man? Bring back some memories?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
I loved it, man.
yeah, a lot of memories. I was looking at some of the people responding. They said I look 12. I look like a baby.
Right,
It was good memories though.
right.
Looking at people in the audience, people just having a good time. Man, I miss church.
Wow, wow, wow. I mean, I tell you that, to be honest with you, and I'm not saying this because that was the first one, but that '07 was one of my favorite. It was something about that first experience together with all of us, the community. It was just, the support was just amazing. The leadership that came together. I mean,
Right.
just the feeling that was in that room there. And I actually was sick. Joe thought I was faking sick.
Dog, you was faking, dog.
But I really got, I was sick that year.
You was, man.
What I sick, Sam?
Yeah,
Tell
you
me.
was.
I got sick that year, man.
Sure.
And the choir prayed over me. Y'all remember praying over me? Y'all prayed. And real talk, Tim, when we would go out to sing, when we started that first song, it just was gone. But in between that and the half,
Temporary healing.
yeah, in between the two, it came back. But real talk, man, I promise you, man, it was just an experience for me. And let's go ahead and make it a little light right now. They were talking about my suit. They said it was too big, you know, because they're looking through the lens of 2021. But at the time, though,
I love this suit.
thank you, Sam. What you think, huh? Because your suit coming up in a minute.
Yeah, I better choose my words carefully. But I never remember a suit with 12 buttons being in style.
You know what? That was a Midwest. That's a Midwest thing.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is.
Oh,
I
okay.
got you.
See, you from the dirty. See, I'm from the
No, man,
Midwest.
you was looking good, man.
Thank you, man. What you think, Joe? Because I'm waiting on you to say something.
Then your mom and daddy bring that suit.
No, I got it from that store you worked at on Brandon when I first moved here.
I probably
Barry,
sold you
Barry.
this.
I got that from Barry.
Got that from
Barry's.
Barry. I
Yeah,
think I
I
sold it
met
to
Joe.
you.
Joe, me and you met
At Barry's.
at Barry's.
First
man.
time I
Barry's
met
was
you.
open in 07?
Huh?
Barry's
Nah, I
was
wouldn't.
open in 07?
He bought it in '99. Now I'm
Oh,
joking.
okay.
But yeah, first time we met, you came in Barry and said, "Hey man, you don't know me, but I'm Marcellus. You know where I can get a snare drum from? My choir got a concert here and we ain't got no snare." First time.
That was it.
We brought you one.
And he brought me one. Twain brought me one that evening. 07 was awesome, man. That was a
It was.
great.
It was.
I mean, you think about it, man. We came together and we did it. So that was the first time SOU, as known as SOU, was officially SOU. We sung together, "We Shall Overcome." Now, before y'all start joking, y'all just need to be close and pay close attention because there's a whole lot of interesting things you're gonna see tonight. And so be humble, be real humble. That's why I'm not gonna say much because there's some other stuff coming up. But I'm excited, man. I believe this next song, man, we gotta pay homage to this man. Joe, you can speak on him. Lee Dawson, man.
Yeah, so when Marcellus came to OBC to make the appeal for our choir members to come over and be a part of the workshop, Brother Dawson really rarely participated in anything. He was at the time one of our senior choir members, praise and worship leader at the church. And Brother Dawson said, "I believe I'm gonna get this a try." So he came and was faithful to the workshop for those 12 weeks. And at the end of it, Marcellus, you gave him a song. And the name of the song was "He Is Lord." And he definitely appreciated Marcellus' love, sounds of unity. And we would like to remember him at this time, Brother Lee Dawson.
Yes.
Yeah, he is Lord.
I can only declare what the heavens proclaim of a Savior whose power is known. Oh, have the power of promise you that trouble won't last long. But one thing I can promise you. I have been witnesses in the house tonight. Trouble may last long. But I can declare trouble.
Trouble don't last. It won't last. I said it won't last. I want all the young people to say, where my young people at? Come on, young people, come down here. All the young people. All the young people, come on. Come on. All the young people. If you think you're young, you come on with it. All the young people, come on. Come on. Come on, just clap with it. Come on. Listen, I have a message. It's in His Word. It doesn't matter what you're going through. I know the Lord will see you through. Because trouble don't last. Trouble don't last always. I said it won't last. Can I get a witness in here? Trouble don't last always. Listen, I have a message for you, young people. And it's in His Word. It doesn't matter what you're going through. I know the Lord will see you through. Trouble don't last. Trouble don't last. It may get rough and it may get tough, but said it won't last. Said it won't last. Listen here. Let me hear you say, we can make it. But joy. Hey, in the morning light. We can make it. But joy, yeah. In the morning. But joy. In the morning. We can make it. Ooh, Lord. In the morning. Come on, hey. Better move that forward.
I hope y'all enjoyed that. Is it over? The whole song, Trouble Don't Last, is gone?
Okay. All right. Thank you, Jesus. Trouble don't last.
Always.
Always.
Man.
What you think about that director, Doc? On
know
Trouble
what?
Don't Last.
Well, I noticed.
Yeah.
I noticed. I don't know if y'all noticed something, but Tim was doing his narration in that three-piece suit
Yep.
And that haircut.
that he got from Cleveland, Tennessee. I think he was.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Ohio. Park.
Tailor made, Doc.
Taylor made.
Taylor.
Okay.
Taylor
Parks. Parks said that from Ohio.
Parks and okay.
Okay. Yeah. And he was clean. Haircut was clean. Everything was clean. And notice he was like, I can't promise you trouble don't last long. So it's like he knew what he was saying, right?
Yeah.
But he says, but I can tell you it don't last always, as if he knew something was like coming.
Coming, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And this is what happened. He turned around and he looked at my director and said, yeah. Did you notice that's when he said, yeah?
I saw it that night, Doc.
He looked at the director and said, yeah. I don't think he was saying yeah for Jesus.
It was a J word.
It was a J, but it wasn't Jesus.
Oh,
As a matter of fact, that's what happened.
Yeah.
At the end of the concert, he comes to me. He says, "Hey, man."
Let me tell my own story.
Okay.
After the concert,
Yeah, Doc.
this young lady was directing Trouble Don't Last Always, the song that just went off. And I don't know if I should tell this story. Anyway, after the concert, I went to Pastor Barnes. I said, man, who was that young lady who directed Trouble Don't Last Always? Maybe that's kind of fleshly, but
What I say in the comments.
I mean, hey, it was what it was.
Yes, sir, Doc.
But the rest is history, so it must have been God.
Woo! Yeah, it must have been God and me, cause I vouched for you. I said, hold on now, this is my little sister. But I went on and look at it. They got a beautiful, beautiful couple, man. How many years now?
We've been married 6 years.
Woo! And you met at the concert in 07.
07.
07. Number 7 is the number what?
He don't do numerology, Doc.
He's
about
bad.
to say that. I was about to say that.
You got to know your preachers, Reverend.
You right. I'm non-denominational, so I'm a mixture of all y'all. But I thought she did a phenomenal job, Jill.
She did.
You did it.
Shout out to Jill Carruthers.
She was
Direct
working. You
cut.
see her? That's at South Memphis.
That's
Now,
what
why
she
y'all
had to-
talking about me?
Yeah.
You know why she directed like that?
Why?
Oh, yeah, Doc. That's the reason.
She felt what was coming in the spirit that night. It happened.
That
The
night.
Lord did it.
He knew.
It was phenomenal.
Amen.
Trouble don't last. And what y'all think of Lee Dawson, man?
Amen.
awesome. Awesome.
He is Lord, man. The late great
Anointed.
Lee Dawson.
Sincere.
I mean, and just a sense of humor,
Yeah.
but just powerful singer. Man, that was. I'm telling y'all, he is Lord. And Corey, you need to get saved, man, because on Trouble Don't Last Always, I'm hoping that y'all seen that part where I gave him the mic. See, Corey's the type of singer you can't tell him he gonna sing.
Right.
You can't tell him he gonna sing.
He gonna practice.
He gonna practice.
He gonna practice.
But see, when he don't know, Corey, you hit that run and just blessed us, man. Listen, that was a good night, man.
It was.
And you had like 8 MPCs hooked up and stuff like.
Yeah.
Back in the old days, you was
Yeah,
doing
man.
it, wasn't you?
Yeah.
Tracking
Tracking, man.
up to how late?
5 in the morning.
5 in the
I'm
morning.
lying, but I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
He had us right though. That band was killing. JoJo looked like Jock Irvin on the organ.
Oh, my.
He was like Justin. He looked like your brother on the organ in 07. That looked like Jock. And y'all, let me tell you, the band Stan,
Yep.
Gertrude,
Good trail.
yeah. Who else was over there? Who's in the horn section?
James McCauley.
Show was
Yeah, a couple of other people.
Curtis.
Yep.
Shout out to him. Got a great burger joint going. We're gonna come and get some of them burgers,
Yeah,
Curtis.
man. What's your nephew's name? Brandon?
Brandon,
Yeah.
DJ.
DJ? Yeah.
And there was another young man, I can't think his name. He was phenomenal. Please charge to me and on my heart, man. They were awesome that night, man. We just, Trouble Don't Last Always. He is Lord. And somebody don't know, but Tim is our chaplain. Y'all want to know why Tim's up there? He don't sing. Tim don't have to sing. Tim don't have to sing. Tim just talk. I mean, he's articulate. He felt the 8th, 9th, and 11th grade. That's what he said. That's what he be saying. I don't know about that. He's too articulate to feel that many grades, you know. But he just every year, man, he would bring it. And I wish we had the time for y'all to see majority of it, man. But we don't want to make you happy twice. Happy to see us come, happy to see us go. But we're gonna do a part 2 to this. But that was just a great night. I was so glad that the Lord blessed you with your wife, man, and he just did it. Trouble don't last. You ain't in trouble no more. Don't say nothing after that.
Plead the fifth.
But listen, we who we got next, man?
My favorite, Doc.
Uh-oh.
My favorite.
Oh.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely cut that because I was hollering and yep. Oh man, that's it. Whatever you got, that's what we're gonna use. Thank you so much for that. You looking out for us. Look, King Jesus. King Jesus, this is it. This is it.
Say walk. 1, 2, 3, walk. there's somebody in the balcony that kind of feel what y'all just said. Can y'all say it one more time? Whoa! Whoa! King Jesus is listening. Whoa! Listening when you pray. This is why you ought to be glad he's listening, because he's got power. Say, he's got power in his hand, and he's taking me away. So y'all supposed to shout right there. That's why you ought to be glad he's listening. He ain't like everybody else. He got some power. Some folks listen to you, but they ain't gonna do nothing about it. Somebody say he's got power. He's got power in his hand, and he's taking.
Listen, we had a little technical difficulty on this real quick. We're going to come back to that, but I want to say this real quick. Dr. Carter was there that night. Dr. Carter was there that night. And for those of you in Chattanooga know, Dr. Carter is world renowned. I mean, he's known all over the world. I believe when President Barack Obama had his, something he did, they sung his Lift Every Voice and Sing arrangement for the president, Barack Obama. So, I mean, most people don't know that there's a gym in this city by the name of Dr. Roland Carter. And that night, we were dedicating this song to him because he loves spirituals.
Right.
He loves spirituals. I mean, and we wanted to honor him. Matter of fact, we did honor him that night. And I asked him, I said, Dr. Carter, I went to school that next morning. I said, what you think about, you know, how did I do good directing the song? He said, you did what? I said, you know, when I directing the song, he said, no, I said conducting. I used the word conducting. He said, that wasn't conducting. I said, I'm sorry, Dr. Carter. He said, you could call it directing, but that wasn't conducting. So he made sure I put my terms in the right spot. But we're gonna go back to King Jesus real quick so y'all can hear some of this, and we'll come back just a minute. King Jesus, here we go. There we go. That was
Yeah,
it.
that was it,
Doc.
What y'all think?
Shout
Keep
out
listening.
Pastor Corey Prather. He did it. He did it.
He did.
That came from his soul,
He
man.
did. He did.
He's not from this planet. Pastor Corey Prather, man. Now, Joe, you've been ministering with Corey. I mean, when he played drums, probably when you started with him.
I got Corey by probably about 8 years. But yeah, I remember he was playing drums. Now
Right.
he's preaching like crazy and pastoring. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, Cole?
Man,
Man, he
you-
my twin.
You did it. The
Cole's
O'Neal
Kitchen.
twins.
The O'Neal twin.
Jesus dropped the charges, twins. Hey, you did it, man. That was phenomenal, man. And the choir, man, that wasn't auto-tune, Tim. That wasn't was it? Sam, tell me,
No,
what's the
it
word? Is that the right
Yeah,
auto-tune?
that's it.
It wasn't auto-tune. Y'all sung flat foot. And Joe got jokes. He said that I would say stuff like, you know, I'll cancel the concert. I don't remember saying
You did. Hey, sit tall. Sit tall. If you're in the comments of some with SOU, what sit tall mean? Sit tall. I'll cancel it. Y'all ain't about to embarrass me. This is my bread and butter. I let my mom and daddy sing.
See, I don't remember saying.
That's why you got sick, Doc.
You said I said they was an astronaut.
Yeah.
I said you could be an astronaut. You
can be an astronaut.
Where did that come from, Joe?
Mount Canaan rehearsal. Y'all know how Marcellus doing rehearsal. He said, y'all did good. If you can sing this song, you can be an astronaut.
First of all, let me give a disclaimer that I got that from my professor at school. They said that we have to think about so many things at one time.
Talk, Doc.
And he said after the astronaut is then a vocal opera singer,
Preach.
and then engineers and so on and so forth.
Wow.
So he said we are second under an astronaut, have to think about so many different things at
That's
one
what
time.
I said on the organ that night. I said, what?
You got to think about so many different things at one time to be able to do it right.
Astronaut.
So you could be well, you can't be an astronaut because you don't be singing anyway. So we had a great time, man. 07 was, I hope y'all enjoy 07. That was great. We're gonna come back to one more song in 07, but before we do that, do y'all remember Gospel Divas?
Yes.
Yes.
What you think of it? I think Tim.
Tivoli Theater, correct? Wow. How many people does the Tivoli sit?
1,600. What? 1,067?
Well, however
1,100?
many the Tivoli sit, it was full capacity at that night. I remember sitting up in a balcony. And what song we about to play?
I wouldn't take nothing from my journey now.
My favorite.
Okay.
My favorite.
All right. But yeah, I remember it, man, and it was phenomenal like every other concert that you do.
Man, I appreciate that. We took a leap of faith on that, and y'all did what you do. We dressed up. Everybody was dressed up, and we went down to the Tivoli Theater. I don't know if we ever had that many black folks in that theater at one time in a long time, but it was a great night. I mean, everybody showed up. Everybody looked good and felt good. And this is one of my favorite, and they said we need to do this again with Gospel Divas. There was so many divas. Shout out to all of the divas. I mean, Lady Adams, Neva, Nell Reed. I mean, it was so many.
Eula.
Betty Ryan Ringer.
Yeah.
The late, great
Wow.
Pastor Betty Ryan was
They
there.
got the word.
They got the word. Yes. And I mean, it was, my mom sung that night. It was just a phenomenal night. So I want y'all to enjoy this Sounds of Unity. See if y'all see yourselves on there. I wouldn't take nothing from my journey now. Doc Graves, shout out to you. We love you.
Worship and praise.
Shout out to Mama Dot. Mama
Dot
Dot
Yes.
representing the home team, Mount Canaan.
Oh, yeah.
Always rocking the house.
Man, that whole family's cold.
All of them.
Yeah.
I mean, the late Gerald. I mean, they whole family.
All
cold.
of them. I hope it's Pat watching. Pat White, I hope you're watching. We love you too.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Man, I mean, Gospel Divas, that was it.
Do you remember the acronym, what it stood for?
Dedicated individuals, virtuous and saved.
Yeah, we got to do that again.
Yeah.
Got to.
And I know for y'all real study people, the diva thing is kind of pagan and all that, but we flipped that thing.
Yeah.
We flipped
Right.
it. And we had, matter of fact, the night before the concert, we had a banquet, and
Right.
we had, shout out to Mama Pat, we were at the Marriott Ballroom, and they had all the ladies dressed up, the divas. We treated them to a dinner, and we had young ladies there that night that kind of like modeled them and kind of sat with them. They talked and spoke into their lives. So we made that whole weekend like real purposeful. So it was, and we climaxed that night, man. It was phenomenal.
I want to say just one thing. This is one of the first times Marcellus did something here that was ticketed. You remember how nervous you were?
I was so nervous.
So nervous. He several times, Doc, we going to cancel it because he didn't know if you guys were going to come out. But, of course, when that curtain came up and Marcellus saw a full house, like Pastor Tim said, how'd you feel? Sold out a ticketed event in Chattanooga. And the Williams brothers that been here, Dorothy Norwood and Shirley Caesar couldn't do it, but Sounds of Unity did.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Man, it was a very humbling experience, man. When they hit the lights and brought it up, man, it was crazy. I mean, I remember that morning. I think that was a Friday night. That Saturday morning, man, I mean, it was just like, man, like, you know, we did it, man. We did it. Y'all did it. I mean, it was just life-changing on so many levels. It was anointed. I mean, it was powerful, man. I'm grateful, man. Y'all just always blow my mind. You blow my mind every time. And I tell you, Philip, our sound man, that was the first. I've never heard Philip say more than 2 words. Right. Philip had a whole conversation with me after that and told me, man, you got to do this again. Right.
Yeah, Reggie Coleman shot that too.
Reggie Coleman, shout out to Reggie Coleman. Yeah, he did it, man. He did it. Gospel Divas. We're going to do it again real soon. We got some more young divas up and coming. Now, this next song was probably one of the hardest songs we've ever learned. Somebody need to tag Donald Lawrence, if you can. Some of y'all know him. Go on and tag him on this. We want him to comment on this if he can see this. But we got this arrangement from him. But he got it from a guy in the 80s. Cummings? His last name was Cummings. He grew up, you know, it was before my time. But I remember, who told Donald Lawrence we did that song? You did.
I think we were in Baltimore. I believe Sam told him. We went to Gospel Heritage.
No, Joe, you did, because Sam ain't bought nothing.
Oh, yeah, I told him.
You told him. You said,
Yeah.
I guess I told him.
Yeah, you told Donald Lawrence we did this song. And he said, that y'all too young. Y'all don't know nothing about that. But this was probably this song right here, after this, the numbers start going down, the Sounds of Unity. I'm going to tell you why. After that, they told me, I can't rehearse with you. They said, you too hard, man. You too hard. I mean, I'll be honest with you, we worked them. We worked this song. But after they learned it, honestly, and all jokes, they were so excited. They wanted to do it again and again and again. So I hope y'all enjoy this one. This is one of my favorite songs. Matthew 28, destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up. Matthew 28.
Same folk in here. The reason I love him so much is because one Friday he died. But bright early, the whole two Baptists and y'all, bright early, he got up with all power. He got up with all power. I didn't say black power. I didn't say white power. But all power.
countenance. And his raiment was as white as snow. His countenance and his raiment. And for fear of him, the keepers did shake and became as dead men. But that's not how the story is. The angel of the Lord came and said, fear not. Fear not. Fear not. For I know. He is not here. He is not here. He is not here. Why are you looking for the living among the dead? He is not here. For he has risen as he said. See the place where the Lord used to live. I think we ought to review that story one more time. The angel of the Lord appeared and said, fear not. Fear not. Fear not. For I know. He is not here. He is not here. He is not here. Why are you looking for the living Sam among the dead? He is not here. For he has risen as he said. See the place where the Lord used to live. Remember how he said while he was yet in Galilee? What did he say, Sopranos?
Wow.
You can have that, Rickadilla.
That's what he said.
I'm out of breath just listening to it.
He said that. You can have that, Ricky Dillard. Man, I don't know. What you think, Joe? You're a choral director.
Well, when it was playing, you said somebody was flat. You was gonna find them. So whoever it was, he said he about to make y'all go, but one by one tonight.
Man, he got jokes. Boy, I'm telling you, I told you I was gonna have fun tonight. You got me. You got me. You got me. You know what? I tell you this. That song was a very advanced song, and I was proud of y'all, man. I mean, I know I got on y'all last nerve. And some of y'all just, but we pushed, and y'all did it. Y'all did it. But y'all notice, Pastor Tim, you know, he's Baptist, so when you talk about Jesus getting up from early, like that early Sunday morning, I mean, he said he can't hoop, but Tim got a whistle. Sam, you do, man, for real. Like, you know, if you don't hold back, just go on and get, like, you was about to do it then.
Your key's A flat, too. A flat.
But I do want to correct myself on
He said,
one thing.
You want me to tell you what you said?
Yeah, go ahead.
He said, not black power.
False. That was the old, unredeemed I tell you, yeah. I mean every ounce and melon of Black Power. So please forgive me, all of my liberal theologians and
It's too late.
And you know those who stand and I ain't gonna start.
He mean all power for everybody.
And Black Power.
And Black Power. Man, I tell you, man, I told y'all we was gonna have a good time. I tell y'all, man, again, that was a phenomenal night. And 07 is, I'm sorry, it just goes down as one of my favorite years.
Yep.
Sam, shout out to you and the band, man. Y'all held it down on the production for that.
Thank you.
I mean, it was just crazy. Joey said something earlier, and I didn't catch it, but this is real talk. We really would love for you all to help support. Sounds of Unity did a recording in February 2020, right before COVID, and Corona showed up, took her shoes off, and hung up her coat, and she was like, "I'm gonna be here a while." And so we were not expecting that. We were looking forward to finishing that project. So she stopped all those plans. But we're back. There's a lot of people excited. There's a lot of people ready for us to move forward with that. And we want your support on it. So if you are led to help and give tonight, you can do that by texting SOU to 423-370-0626. Text to give. You can text SOU to 423-370-0626. And we would greatly appreciate your support because we still have a lot of great things to come. We've been singing covers since 06, man, and now we have songwriters right here in the city, that have contributed to this project. What you think about this project that we got coming up, man, real soon?
I'm really excited. It's excellent. Can't wait to hear more of it, and I know it's going to bless the people too.
It is. And speaking of blessing the people, we're skipping we got 09 coming up. Some of y'all remember we went to Olivet Baptist Church. Pastor Bishop Kevin Adams and First Lady Adams. We went there, and this young lady, a great psalmist in the city. Everybody knows her. She's phenomenal. She's online right now. Tiffany, we love you so much, girl. You are just so humble too, man. I mean, very mature, very sincere, and her husband, her family. But she blessed us with this song. Who directed that year? Did Jock do it? Jock Irvin.
You heard
He
me?
taught it too. He did.
From New Orleans, you heard
From
me?
New Orleans, yes. So y'all get ready. Enjoy this next song at Olivet Baptist Church, 2009, Fight On.
In this walk, we face many battles, but they're not yours. They belong to the Lord. Put on the armor of God. Delight yourself in His word. Don't give up the fight. It's too late to give up now. Don't give up the fight. So be encouraged, my brother. Hold on, my sister. There's a way of escape for you and for me. Be strong and stand
crying for?
What was I crying for?
Doc, you must have been fighting something, Doc. You was crying.
Man, I was just excited, man.
Oh,
That was a
my
great night.
Jesus.
That was the night, some of y'all remember, we honored the late pastor emeritus Melvin Jordan of the Mount Canaan Baptist Church. We honored him that night. The mayor, I believe Littlefield was the mayor at the time. And it was just a great night, man. I mean, I believe that was the first time we did it at OBC, though. Is that right? It was, 09.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe
That was it. That was the first OBC concert. I think we had DJ covered up with all that velvet around and say
Right.
I had a little fan on the inside.
Man, it was
Look
hot
at
in
it.
here.
Look at it right there, Doc. You see you.
Was I crying? Yeah, man. Y'all see that? And my mama and them did bring that suit. Cause I was missing my shirt, and Sam said, "Here's your shirt." Mama and them bought you a shirt.
Right.
You said I look like the Mighty Clouds of Joy.
Yes, sir.
We had a great night, man. That was a beautiful night. Tiffany, you just did it.
Man.
Jock, you held it down.
Yes.
You held it down, man.
Yes.
It was just off the chain, man. I mean, honestly, who was the late David Sanders?
Yeah.
An amazing choral director. I mean, Chattanooga is known for singers and directors and choirs. James Elder, his brother. You came up under his brother, Joe. Robert.
Absolutely, Robert.
I
Yeah,
heard
that's
he
my
was.
guy.
I heard he
That's my guy,
was
yeah.
a force to be reckoned with. I mean, just so many great, even musicians. I mean, you want to talk about the Simons, the late Simon. What's Simon's last name? Chandler. He could read music, musically, classically trained rather. So many wonderful music. I hate to start because I'm a mess up, but I just want to say, when you think about choir music, when you think about community choirs, that's something I miss. Not just because of COVID, because even pre-COVID, things were like more solo-driven, ensemble-driven, and I just got a feeling that choirs are coming back, man. I don't know. I mean, what you think about that, Sam?
Yeah, I think so. It's all because of Kanye West.
That's a good point. All jokes aside, that's a true point, though. I mean, that was people.
I'm kidding.
No, that's real. I mean, you got to think. Integrity was telling us, the labels in Nashville was saying that when Kanye did that, it shocked the industry because they couldn't figure out why people were so drawn to it. It was young people that never heard How Excellent Is Thy Name and wanted to hear the song.
Yeah.
And so I just got a feeling that something's happening organically with choir music.
I agree.
Being the only one on this set that's not musical, I like to pose a question to you three. Great point. Choir music is kind of faded and not as popular as it used to be. What do you all contribute that to? Why is it more praise team driven, solo driven, and not mass choir driven like it used to be?
I start off Radio 1. When the industry start going toward, usually Western culture defines what's relevant, and so a lot of times culturally we've always assimilated to white culture. And when you think about praise and worship, that was something that started booming on the West Coast, and it was this lead guy and the congregation is praise and worship, and you have praise team singers, and then you have praise bands, and so economically it made sense to some leadership because now I don't have to, deal with the masses and have an administration for all of these people, and then style. It was something that the radio preferred because it didn't have a lot of the vamps, which come from our ring shouts. Culturally, you got a lot of call and response over and over. Hezekiah Walker's known for that. He'll sing a song for 12 minutes, and you got people hollering with raspy voices and doing the hollering. And so a lot of that stuff was really, I believe, authentic live. And then when you hear it on the radio, some people felt like it wasn't industry standard. So a lot of the Western culture, I believe Radio 1 catered to that, what was more palatable for them, their audience. And so we start saying, well, if you want to be played on the radio, you can't do a lot of that. Order My Steps, it got a verse in it. It's too long. We can't pay the bills with that song. So I think it was more of a radio thing.
I agree.
Me too.
Well, having said that, let me thank you then for keeping the choir tradition, particularly in the African American tradition, alive. I appreciate that. Songs that are text driven, that is true to our culture, and being unapologetically black and unashamedly Christian. And I appreciate you for keeping that alive in our community. So thank you for that.
Man, I'm honored to do
Yeah,
it.
you know, and two artists that are still doing it now, Chicago Mass and Ricky Dillard.
Yes, absolutely.
They have not changed.
Wow.
Yeah, Hezekiah Walker,
James Hall.
James Hall, yeah, and these are not guys.
Mass.
Colorado Mass, Joe Pace. A lot of these people you won't hear. Richard Smallwood. You won't hear them on the radio as much as you do praise and worship. But I do believe there's something happening, man. I just got a feeling that there's something happening in the industry. And so, to your point, we can't. Like you look at some of y'all have watched. What is it? The Black Church. I think that was a special that kind of hit on some of that as far as our music. And then Pharrell, I think he just did something after Kanye. It was with, I think it's a special. I can't think of the name of it. I want to watch that. I heard about there's something Pharrell did with a choir.
Yep.
And so we I believe it's coming back. Speaking of which, we're going to come back to SOU. Don't forget, we need y'all support. Y'all enjoying this. We used to do $10 tickets and all of that, whatever you give. It doesn't matter. But text to give, 423, text SOU to 423-370-0626. Or if you have Givelify, you can look up UPAFC, that's Unity Performing Arts Foundation, to give to our youth component. However you do it, we just love and we need your support. We love and appreciate it. We have a special guest. This young lady came all the way from Kansas City. Some of y'all have heard of James Fortune and Fire. Some of y'all have heard of E. Dewey Smith down in Atlanta. This Mignon sings with, I believe, James Fortune. This is her sister, Silverina. She's a minister as well. And she came from Kansas City to bless us. We were at the Bayside Baptist Church. I believe it was what year was that? 2017? 2018. She came and blessed us with a song called My All and transition into God Is My All, the old school version. Y'all be blessed by this. Silverina, I hope you watching. God Is My All.
How many know that He's your all? Everything in me longs for you, Lord. My heart, mind, and soul loves you, Lord. Everything in me longs for you, Lord. My heart, mind, and soul loves you, Lord. In you, I breathe. In you, I move and have. You are my all. How many know that He's your all? Oh, hallelujah. Everything in me worships you, Lord. My heart, mind, and soul loves you, Lord. In you, I live. In you, I breathe. In you, I move and have. Oh, it's in you I live. God is in you, I breathe, and it's in you I move breathe. It is in you that I move and have my being. It is in you, God, I'm living. And it's because of you I have breath in my body. It's because of you I move and have my being. You are my all.
Wow. I don't have any words for that, Doc.
Me either.
My all. My all. I mean, I hope y'all enjoyed that. Silverina, shout out. I just tagged you. I hope you are watching this. You blessed us that night. But, you know, SOU, before we go to this next spot, we left off somewhere, and we had a lot of feedback on this piece about the choir, the relevance of the choir, and how things has transitioned. And Joe, I talked about the radio and its presence, or its influence rather, on why some people, you know, rather sing, you know, praise team stuff. And so we kind of look at that more so. But you brought up a great point as far as culturally. Hit on some of that.
Well, church culture, I've been around long enough, pushing that 30 years at OBC. Okay. So I know I look 25, but really, so I remember back in the day when none of our local churches had praise teams, like any of them. I remember a lot of our churches that have full bands now. I remember when we would struggle to have a tambourine and a drum set at a lot of these churches. So I remember when we were really experience-based. So if you weren't at Friday Night Revival, you just missed out. Yeah. But now churches switch from experiences to performances. So what we did as worship pastors and pastors, even just to be transparent, we took a lot of the best singers out of our choirs and diluted the ministry into what we call praise teams. And one of the reasons is for that, the less people you have, the more you can manage. And it was really, a lot of it was quality-based, but in our effort to increase quality, we left some other stuff in the process. Wow. So that's what we were just chit-chatting, because a lot of us remember the experiences of huge choirs, and now we're stuck with these performances from these smaller praise teams.
Trent, you brought up a good point. Trent mentioned that there's been a decline in the attendance of church. And so you have a smaller pool of people to pull from.
Well, even to piggyback on that, so if we're struggling, not struggling, but the climate has changed in attendance, whereas you can have 60, 80 people in a choir that come to practice, what happens when you can do that same music with just sending it to 6 of your best or 10 of your best? So it kind of minimizes the effort, minimizes even some of the things that are needed. And that's why things begin to make a change, even here locally.
I mean, I also believe, as far as the attendance thing, it's true. That's a very valid point. I think that's a loaded piece there because of why the church has declined. I mean, we don't have time for that. But I will say this: the sound that the choir produce can never be replicated through a praise team ever. There's science behind singing in mass groups of people. There's science. It's fact. I mean, you can't argue what it does to your brain, what it does to your cells, what it does to you emotionally, spiritually. There's a reason why God inhabits, what he said, the praise of his people. Like, there's something about us as a community being together, singing God's praises. Don't get me wrong, the congregation or whatever, you say we sing as a congregation, but I'm talking about the assignment of a choir that helps lead that. Have you noticed when a choir rocks a certain way, the congregation rocks the same way they do? I mean, it's just something about the connection that you can pull a praise team from a choir, but you can't pull a choir from a praise team. And so I'm believing that COVID has allowed us to get our priorities straight. Wow. As it relates to social justice, as it relates to our heart for people, as it relates to real ministry, as it relates to the word of God, and being sound in our doctrine, and really caring for people. We would just think people just show up at our churches. That's not happening anymore. You have to do what Jesus said, go fish. You got to go and make disciples. So I think COVID has put us in a position to get our priorities straight. And I believe that can come back if we rebuild through loving the community again. And next thing you know, you may have that, Trent, that attendance again. You may have, because you look at Voices of Fire, that was the name. Somebody, Eric Jones, thank you. Voices of Fire was the name of the choir. Pharrell got people from the streets. Like, these people did not look like church people, but they want the choir. They want gospel.
Right.
One more question. I've also noticed there is something to be said about diversity of songs and being versatile and things of that nature. I think that's wonderful. But I've noticed not only the size of the size of the amount of singers have changed, but the content of the songs. CCM, Hillsong, and even the songs. A lot of the songs that are written, even by black artists today, have that feel to it now. So that explains the shrinking of the size, but not the content of the song. Or I could be wrong. Have the contents of the song pretty much stayed the same, or the smaller the choirs have gotten, the content has changed as well.
Well, there's a connection biblically and in our culture to the preaching and the singing. And so I believe when the preachers began to dilute their messages, we diluted our song lyrics. So back in the day, we would all go to church, and the preacher would preach an hour. His sermon would be filled with doctrine and 3 points and a close. But now, most of us preachers, we literally target 18 to 22 minutes. And we have reduced our messages, and consequently, when you got a one-line sermon, you have choirs and praise teams that are looking for one-line music. So literally the songs that are hits nowadays, they are one-line songs. And I really believe that that is because of the relationship between teaching and singing. I blame the preachers. Now that's just, and I am one. I am one. I'm sorry, Pastor Tim. Because I mean, how do you sing deep music when the people don't know the word in the pews?
Ouch.
I'll tell you another piece. There's a method that musicians use called the Kodai method. Kodai was a young man from Hungary who noticed that the young people were not singing songs, the folk songs that he heard growing up. And he was bothered by that. They were singing different stuff, like all of the songs that was from his folklore or whatever, his culture. They didn't know the songs. So this young man, Kodai, took it upon himself to begin to teach their mother tongue back to them. And they connected in a way that they didn't even understand. And from there, he was able to start teaching theory behind music. So they went from rote to note. They went from hearing a song, and then we spell it out. We don't teach you how to spell it first. We teach you how to hear it and connect with it. But he used songs from their culture. Right. And I remember teaching at Orchard Knob Elementary School. I taught This Little Light of Mine to a generation that probably had not been to church. These kids were crying. They were emotional. They was loving it. They was clapping and didn't know it was their mother tongue. Wow. So there is something to be said culturally about African music and African composers that have given us songs that we need to embrace. And I believe that our church has, looked down upon, if you will, that style. And so we don't need all of that hollering. We don't need all that stuff. But it's something to be said about the mother tongue. And I think that gospel music has a way of getting us closer to that, if that makes sense. So I don't know. It's going to take some people to be intentional.
I was on staff at 2 churches at one time, and both of them wanted to sing a song at the same Sunday. And I went to the first church, and the people laughed at the song. It was a complete flop, and people actually asked me when I left, why did we sing this? And I went to my second church, which was Westside, and we sung it, and the people cried. Pastor Tim cried. He almost couldn't preach that Sunday. Stone at the Road retried. And we began to lift every single phrase of lift every single verse of lift every voice and sing. But that is because the people are taught, and that teaching that they sit under impacts how they respond to certain music.
That's good.
Wow.
Yeah, you cried that day. From start to finish.
Somebody said when Hillsong writes, the world sings. And I was offended by that. I was offended by that, not because I have a problem with Hillsong. It's just that there are experiences that we have that are different from that culture. That's why we connect more so with Jesus gonna work it out. If you let him, Jesus will work it out. Jesus will work it out. Why do we keep saying the same stuff over and over? That comes from our ring shouts that they will repeat over and over again. And antiphony, call and response. We were doing that before this praise and worship stuff. We were already doing, what's his name? Jesus. Jesus in the morning, Jesus. That's call and response.
Yeah.
And so that was a part of our culture. And we were writing songs from our experience. Not to get a hit record, but from the experience. So when I say how Jesus gonna work it out if you let him, some of my white brother's testimony is different. It's not that I have a problem with them, but I'm saying how you gonna pay your bills, but your rent, whereas you're the mortgage company. So I'm on a different end of that lens. And that's just God's sovereign. So guess what? It's okay. You experience him from that way. Right. You experience him from the trees and the ocean. I've never been to the beach. Right. He's like the ocean. I don't know what that is. Wow. I don't know what an ocean is. Right. And so our experiences are different. So we got to keep writing. That's why I'm excited about us writing the songs we've written and producing the project we're going to produce for SOU.
You got to stop. You got to stop. You got to stop. Because that mortgage company.
Oh my God! Talk to him.
And
yes.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
I need to pay my bills. And that counter culture
It's different.
picture you just painted.
It's amazing.
Got me thinking about a whole lot. But this is not a time to preach or nothing like that.
This is what they want.
It's to your point, Joe. It's to your point of wide preaching and a very healthy understanding of the gospel. Yeah. When you said that, Pastor Barnes, I thought about, y'all help me, Elijah and the widow. Yeah. And she had to fill her pots so she could pay her bills. Yeah. And I couldn't help but think about how I've left so much food on the plate that we thank God that she got enough money to pay the creditors. But who gonna speak to the creditors? Wow. Who gonna talk about the injustice that she had to go through all of that just because a male died to pay her bills? Right. And so it is that reading against text, reading against songs that makes our music so rich. Right. And I think we've been doing that and not even knowing we're doing it while trying to assimilate to a culture that's not even ours.
But when you haven't been oppressed, you don't know what it feels like. So you can't connect with songs of oppression.
Talking my language, man.
You know, when I went to Japan and I was singing songs, when I went to Japan, they didn't want to hear. I love Ty Tribbett. Shout out to Ty. We was at your church just a few weeks ago. He was phenomenal. But they didn't want to hear Ty Tribbett. They didn't even want to hear Kirk Franklin. They wanted to hear Mahalia Jackson. They wanted to hear Oh Happy Day, and they love He's an On-Time God. They love Dottie Peoples. He's an on-time God. And I asked, why do y'all love our culture so much? It's because they were under oppression for 400 years under an emperor named Tokugawa, who would not let them be Christian.
What was his name?
Tokugawa. He would not let them be Christian. And he told them that everything's going to be Japanese, right? And so they were oppressed. And so when they hear songs, they said it makes us feel free. It's like they can connect with it. So we can't give up on our music. Again, I hope anybody watching that loves CCM music, this is not a slight to CCM music. Understand what we're saying. Right. I believe you should be able to embrace a culture without discounting your own. You ought to be able to be who you are. Right. I mean, if you love that music, that's fine. That's fine. But let's not look down on what God has done through our music. That music, gospel music, is soul music. It's not performance. You said it. It's not. Yeah. It's an experience. It's an experience. So we're gonna shut up, and we only got a couple songs left when we're done. This next song, I believe this is "We Win," and shout out to your beautiful bride, man. She helped us on this one, man. "We Win" by Vincent Bohan in New York City. The song says "We Win." I hope y'all enjoy this. We win.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna need some help. Come on, put your hands together. Here we go. Song says we will fight. We will fight. And we will win. We speak victory to every trial. We are overcomers by the blood of the Lamb. No longer defeated. Guess what? We're winners now. Hey, I like this song right here. Yes. Can y'all say it one more time for me? Come on, tell me that. We and we will win. We speak victory to every trial. Give her a hand, guys. Jill Baskerville. We are by the blood. No longer. We're winners now. Oh, yes.
We always win. We always win. No matter what may come my way, we always win. We always win. No matter what may come my way, we always win. We always win. No matter what may come my way, we always, oh, we always win. We always win. No matter what may come my way, we always.
Jill Baskerville Carruthers, thank you. Come on, let's take this thing out. I need y'all to help me say it. We will fight, say it. We will win. We will fight, and we will win. Clap your hands and say it. We will win. We will fight, and we will win. I'm victorious. Yes, we will. I'm victorious. And we will. I'm victorious. We will win. Y'all got it? Come on. We will. Take it up one more time. Help me say it. And we will win. Hey, I'm a conqueror. Hey, we will win. Come on. Everybody, hey, lift it up. We will. We will. I like this song right here. We will. We win. We win. Oh, we win. Everybody say, we win. Yes, we win. Clap your hands with me. If you know you win, help me say, we win. 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 How many more? We win. We win. We win. We win. We win. I wish I could sing it like Corey Prather if he was here. We win. We win. We win. We win. And because God is the greatest power, I shall not be defeated. We win. We win. We win. Anybody here help me say, we win. We win. We win. We win. We win.
Wow, we win.
Yeah, we do.
Jill, thank you for that. We always win. She did it, man. Corey was going to be there that night. That's the night we had a bad episode at the mall. He had to go make sure his wife was safe. But he blessed us. I think the following year, or it might have been the year before that, he directed He Reigns Forever. I think that's what it was.
Yep.
But yeah, man, I couldn't do it like you, Corey, but I tried. I tried to do it, man. We win. We win. I hope y'all enjoying this tonight, man. Y'all enjoying the session tonight?
Yeah, man. Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful. Loving it.
It's been good. It's really been good. I hate to see it come to a close, but I hope y'all were blessed by it. I hope y'all were blessed by this. We only got 2 more songs we're going to put out here for you guys. But we're going to do a part 2 because it was too much content to cover, Joe. I mean, 14 years. We couldn't cover all of it in one night. But we were blessed to go to Tucker Baptist. I believe it was Tucker Baptist Church, 2011, I believe it was.
Yep.
And this is one of my favorite songs, man, and I hope y'all enjoy this. Peace be still.
Master, the tempest is raging. Oh, the billows are tossing high. The sky is overshadowed with blackness. Oh, no shelter or help is nigh. Carest, he was asleep. Carest thou not that we perish? Oh, how canst thou lie asleep? Seem like each moment so madly it's threatening. Oh, the grave of the angry deep. Get up, Jesus, because yes, they will. They got to obey you. All you got to say is peace, be still. Peace, be still. Yes, sir. Peace, be still. And whether the wrath or the storm don't make no difference. Whatever or demon or man or what, no water can swallow the ship when you're the master of all sin. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And earth, they are self. They got to obey you. All you gotta say is peace, peace. When you're burdened, when you're lonely, when you're hungry, can't pay your bills, hellhounds are raging, the devil's on your track. Just say the word. they'll stop in their tracks. If you just say it, I dare you to say it. Whatever's going on in your life, whatever the devil brings, yeah, yeah, yeah. The winds and the waves. Yes, sir. Y'all know it. Come on, sing it. Come on. Come on, you become the choir.
Peace, be still.
If you're looking for it.
Peace, be still.
Yeah.
Peace, be still.
Yeah.
Peace, be still.
Weather the wrath. The wrath. The storm. Anybody got some hellhounds? Or demons? Or men? Whatever. No one tell. The ship will rise. You're the master of ocean. What do they have to do? What they have to do? Peace. In your home, on your job, wherever you need peace, all you have to do is speak. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Peace, peace, be still. Whenever the Lord says peace, there will be peace. Yeah. Peace, oh. In the morning, peace. Even in the noonday, in the evening, even over in the midnight. Peace. There will be peace. When you're on the outside.
What you think, Joe?
Peace, Doc. I felt the oil walk in the room.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tim got up and started worship.
Yes, sir.
The oil walked.
I felt the oil walk, Doc.
Yes, sir.
I felt the oil drip on in the room.
Yes,
y'all felt
sir.
it at home. I know y'all felt
Y'all
it.
felt it. I know somebody did.
Somebody felt it.
Peace. Let me tell you, man, that was a night, man. Bishop Larry Coleman, the late
It
Bishop.
was on this belt, Doc.
It was.
Bishop.
Yes, sir. He gonna be with the Lord now, man.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
But he was a phenomenal.
Listen.
He did a great job on that, man. And,
Yeah,
and Jennifer, is she Chattanooga native?
Yeah.
Yes. And the young lady, Miss Ware, the elderly lady that came up a little later, she's a sweetheart. She's gonna be with the Lord as well, man. But we just had some great moments.
Yeah,
Some
man.
great moments, man. That song right there is a perfect example of what we're talking about. You won't hear it on the radio.
Wow.
You won't hear it on the radio, but it's something that connects with all people. Anybody that's experienced anything that needed peace, right? Our songs addressed that, man. That was and all in Sounds of Unity, y'all did what you do, man. Y'all sung it. James Cleveland would have been proud. What you think, Sam?
I said peace.
What'd he say, Joe?
Peace be still.
Yeah.
And Marcellus, a song like that is hard to do in under 4 minutes.
Right.
And radio has to be 4.5 minutes to 5 minutes. Peace Be Still can be 5 minutes.
Yeah. It don't have to be, but it can be.
It can be, but I mean,
Depends on how much money you're trying to make.
yeah.
Wow. Well, man, I just want to say I've enjoyed tonight. I was looking at the comments, and when you two was having you all's exchange and giving us the history of music and choirs and the culture of church, what connected, a whole lot of stuff connected, what seemed to really connect with the people was Joe, when you was teaching Pastor Barnes and Pastor Foster, you mentioned soul music. I can't remember which one of y'all mentioned soul music. And that is the essence of everything we do. You can taste soul. That's why they call our food soul food.
That's good.
You know, you can hear soul. That's why they call our music soul music.
That's good.
You can even tell how soul walk, soul brother, soul sister. I want to applaud all of you as musicians of keeping, here I go, the black soul alive in our music.
Yeah.
And I want to encourage all three of you, never lose that.
Tim,
Never walk away from that. That is so important, and our children need it. And I believe from Black Lives Matter to those of us who grew up in church, if we stay true to our souls, it'll never die. So thank all of you.
Yeah, and I appreciate you affirming that. I think that we have to be unapologetically. Like, we shouldn't be the only group of people that apologize for who we are, for how we dance, for how we sing, for how we, it's almost like we feel that something's deficient about being the way we are.
Wow.
Because we compare it to Western culture. Let's just be real. That's just the way it is. But I believe there's a shift taking place where we are trying to get back to our roots. We're trying to get back and again, why wouldn't I want to do that? You see a lot of people doing this ancestry stuff. They wanted to know, I want to know my real name. I would love to know that. There's something about keeping your identity and knowing who you are that liberates you. And so our music is a part of that experience, man. There's nothing wrong with gospel music just because you don't hear it on the radio as much as you do the other stuff. Like, people want to hear this, man. Would you not agree with that, Pastor?
I absolutely agree, yeah.
Yeah, people want to hear it, man. So, listen, we're going to close this thing out, man. We have one more song we want to share with you. I believe we were back at Olivet, and we're going to Memphis, man. The great Orlando Draper. Did you have an opportunity to sit under him a little bit, Sam, or experience some of his?
Yes, I went to a workshop where he taught this song, actually. And I had goosebumps the whole time.
Wow.
Yeah, And the words of the song says, my soul, as we've been saying so.
Wow. There it
Does
is.
magnify the Lord.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it.
And it's not because I want to. It's something something in me that makes me want to magnify God.
Wow.
Because of what he did for me.
Right.
What he did for my parents, my grandparents.
That's good. Yeah, man. And so you from Memphis, so you gonna tell us the truth. As far as I remember when we started learning this song,
Right.
Sam was like, "All right, now you all right now, but you trying to do Draper." And so, Memphis, you got to be anointed. You can't go down there trying to be gifted. You got to be anointed.
Yeah.
And so we attempted to do this song, and we're gonna do this before we close out. But I hope y'all enjoy this song. My soul doth magnify the Lord. It's an anthem.
My soul
think of that? Was it all right? Wow. My soul doth magnify the Lord. Sounds of unity. Wow, we had a good time. I hope y'all had I had a good time tonight, man. I really enjoyed this moment with y'all, man.
Thank y'all for allowing me to sit in with all of you
Whatever, man.
great
You are chaplain.
musicians. I really enjoyed it, man. Going back through memory lane, seeing ourselves when life was more simple, when we didn't have all of the heartaches and bills and things of that nature that we have now. But seeing that the anointing that rested on you all's life then is even more prevalent now. And I mean that. I know we clown a lot and we act silly. But I've been blessed just to be in proximity to y'all gentlemen. Wow. And y'all are phenomenal. Keep up the good work.
God bless you, bro.
Man, I appreciate that. That means a lot, man. That means a lot. I just really feel that covenant's here, man. This is covenant. God has blessed us, man, to do what we did all those years. And I don't believe it's the end, man. I don't believe that. I believe this conversation, this moment, is going to pivot us into a direction where I believe we're going to continue to cultivate our culture, cultivate, the sound, the choir, the music, the message of the gospel. And so we can't do it without him, though. Y'all know that. So Tim wants us to do a little bit of this song, and I want y'all to sing it at home so that we can just close out. We're going to have a word of prayer and pray that y'all were blessed again by this experience on tonight. Come on, sing it with me. Draw me nearer, blessed Lord, to the cross where thine has died. Draw me nearer, blessed Lord, to thy precious bleeding side. One more time. Draw me nearer. Come on, y'all. Nearer, blessed Lord, to the cross where thine has died. Is that where you want to be? Draw me nearer, blessed Lord, to thy precious bleeding side. Stay right there. To thy precious, to thy precious bleeding side, to thy precious bleeding side. Yes. Man, I hope y'all was blessed tonight. I was blessed tonight. I hope you were blessed tonight. Any closing words? Joe, what you got to say for the people before we close out? Sam, you got something to say to them, man, before we leave out?
Thank God for coming. God bless you. Good night.
House.
Thank y'all for killing the spirit.
He said, thank y'all for killing the spirit. I pray that y'all are blessed. Again, we'll do a part 2 to this. We'll do a part 2. Sounds of Unity will be releasing a project. And so we're in the studio now working on it. And so we're hoping sometime close to the fall, we'll be able to release this project. And we'll probably have a part 2 to this that will lead us into the release of that project. And so y'all continue to support Sounds of Unity. Follow the page. Go to Sounds of Unity. If you haven't already, like the page. We're going to be putting content up there for you, announcements and things of that nature. Make sure that you go to YouTube, Pastor Marcellus and Sounds of Unity. Go to the YouTube channel and subscribe there. We're going to put up this conversation we had, and we're going to put it there. So we'll re-premiere that so you all can be able to hear that again or invite someone to hear it. And last but not least, if you want to give to help support what we're doing with this project, text SOU to 423-370-0626. Again, text SOU to 423-370-0626, or go to Givelify if you already have that on your device and search Unity Performing Arts Foundation Chattanooga, and you can give there. We love y'all so much. God bless you, and good night.
Listen to these words. People come. People go. Your life has been out of control. You're confused. But don't worry. Your soul, it will get better. It's gotta get better. It will get better. It's gonna be better. It will get better. 'Cause God is in control, y'all. Hey. Thank you, Lord. Hey. Find the praise within your heart. Hold it close. Don't ever depart. It gets